Hi guys, today I'm going to be talking about assistive technology speech to text. This is a program that I think we're all really familiar with. We use it in a pretty casual setting almost on the daily. It's on our phones, it's on our laptops. Pretty much whatever device we're using has speech to text technology, which is great. It's becoming more universally recognized. It's becoming more accurate all the time, more efficient all the time because it's so popular. It all kind of started with this program called Dragon. There were speech to text programs prior to it, but it wasn't really for public use. It wasn't very efficient. It wasn't very widespread, and it wasn't very easy to use. So Dragon really popularized the speech to text for just the general public, and it has since kind of tethered its way out. It was released about 22 years ago, and it had a stable release in September of 2016, which meant that they are not making any new versions of it. It's not really being updated. There's no new gizmos or gears to it. The program just is what it is at this point. The company, the developers aren't doing anything new with it. They still manufacture it and they still keep it running, but it's come to a point where they're not developing it anymore. It's a pretty expensive technology. It's $150 for the at-home version and $300 for the business or professional version. Looking on their website, it was really hard to tell what the difference between these two things were. It seemed like that everything you could do on the personal one, you could also do in the business and vice versa, so it doesn't seem worth it to pay double what you would pay for the at-home version. I'm not really sure why you would. There is this $15 a month subscription though, and that allows you to use Dragon Mobile, which is what this icon is right here. If you don't subscribe to that, then Dragon is only available on PC and Mac, like on your laptop, on your computer, not on your phone. Um, so it makes it so you can't use that device offline, and you can't use it anywhere other than sitting in front of your computer. Like I kind of briefly mentioned, though, this program has become pretty obsolete. It was kind of the launching point for speech to text, but it has become obsolete at this point because the technology is so accessible to all of us on any device we're using. Like our phones. So on the iPhone, you would start speech to text dictation by this little icon right here that's circled, and then on a Samsung Galaxy you would use it, you would start it with this little icon right here. They're pretty much the same icon, and that's the universal symbol for speech to text. The keyboards on Samsung's kind of vary model to model. They do a little bit on iPhones as well, so as long as you look for that symbol that's circled with these little things, you'll know that's the one to use. This one appears encircled because that leaves an audio message in the text block. It doesn't dictate, or doesn't allow you to dictate your message. It's a little different. It's kind of like leaving a voicemail. On a Mac, you would start the dictation function by hitting the function key twice, function, or in the word processor you're using, going up to the edit menu and then hitting start dictation. If you haven't done it before, this bottom screen will pop up, or notification will pop up, and you'll have to enable dictation, which allows your computer to access the microphone to listen to what you're saying and dictate it onto your computer. It's kind of like when you allow an app on your phone. It's the same sort of idea. On Windows or PC, it's a little trickier to get to. You have to go to the control panel. If you're running Windows 10, start menu for earlier versions. I'm not exactly sure how much earlier. And then ease of access center, which is kind of like, I'm not sure. Ease of access center, speech recognition, this button right here, and then start speech recognition. If you haven't done it before, it'll ask you to set up a microphone. This kind of will pop up automatically. You'll pick which microphone you want to use. You want to use like a third-party one that you plug into your computer, the one that's already installed in the computer, a headphone, that sort of deal. And then it'll ask you to dictate a sentence to it, and so it can kind of calibrate the program. So I'm going to show you how to use this on my Mac and on my phone. I would love to be able to demonstrate it on a Windows, but I don't have access to one. Sorry. So, unfortunately, this program doesn't work in Docs. So I'm going to be Google Docs. So I'm going to be using it in Pages, which is like the free word processor that comes with Macs. So as I told you before, we can go to Edit and then Start Dictation. And then it also gives you the shortcut, which is function. I'm going to do that. And then this little microphone pops up, the same sort of symbol that I told you about before. How are you today, Ed Tech class? Question mark. I am doing well. It was a very sunny day today. Exclamation point. So as you can see, it listens and picks up to what I'm saying pretty well. I think you have to enunciate and speak kind of slowly and clearly in order for it to get everything you're saying. But even when I was kind of rambling at the top, not really trying to have it understand what I was saying, it was able to dictate it and translate it pretty well, which is great. And then I want to show you on my phone, I have this speech-to-text document open in Google Docs. So I'm going to get on Google Docs on my phone, dictate a message into my phone, and you'll be able to see it pop up here. Sorry, just 1 second. I have a pet cat. He is about 1 year old, and I love him a lot. I don't know why that was so hard for me to think of something to say. But you heard what I was saying. It dictated to I have a pet cat. He, Isabel, 1 year old. I love him a lot, which is not quite what I said. His name is not Isabel. But it's close. So someone who does have the fine motor skills to be able to go and edit this could. I have a pet cat. I said is about, so I probably didn't enunciate that very well, is about 1 year old, and I love him a lot. This program has a lot of pros to it. It works really well. It's free. It's on all of our devices, which I think is great for students with disabilities because it's not so isolating. It's not this special, obviously just for them technology, because every student has access to it, whether it's on the iPads, Chromebooks, whatever sort of laptop or one-to-one tech the classroom has. The student with disabilities will have access to that tech if they need it, and so will everyone else. So it won't make them seem, and it won't look so specialized for them, and it might save from some embarrassment because every student can use it if they want to. The biggest con about it, though, is that you have to be able to enunciate and pronounce words exactly how the dictation software expects you to, like exactly how spoken English is supposed to sound. So if there's any sort of dialect or any sort of speech impediments or any sort of verbalization issues in general, then the speech to text might not pick it up as well, which can be kind of problematic at some times. So that's where it gets a little iffy. But if you as a teacher know when and how to use it and when to quit and decide not to when it's not working so well, then it can be a really great piece of technology. I think this works really well for students when typing isn't necessarily the lesson or the goal of the lesson, especially in the older grades if they're trying to type long paragraphs and the typing is strenuous or they just can't do it. The fine motor skills are not quite there. And then this works really well. Essays, like I said, longer paragraphs, filling in the blanks for tests that are on the computer. I think this program could be really great for. I would absolutely use it in my classroom because I use it for my personal self, and I think it could help a lot of students. Um, but like I said, there's sometimes where it just doesn't work out, and so knowing when to stop, to quit, is the key to this program. Thank you guys for listening. That's all I have for today.